Hello everybody and welcome to your class with me, April. I hope you're all well this week and had a good week. Today we've got a 30-minute class for you to help to lengthen and strengthen all of your muscles, improve your posture and improve your core strength, as I know a lot of people say that that's one of the main reasons why they do Pilates, is to really help to strengthen their core. And obviously that will help with your posture and it will help with your back. So we're going to do a little bit of everything today. As always, you'll just need a mat and definitely a head pillow. If you've got any pre-existing injuries, please go really carefully with some of the exercises. If you need to just skip one, I suggest you hold your knees in towards your chest and rock side to side, or do a child's pose. Never ever push to the point of pain. A little bit of discomfort is sometimes normal when doing some exercises, but it should never ever hurt or cause you a lot of pain. So come and lay down onto your back and hug the knees in towards the chest. So to get a deeper massage, try and place your hands as further down to your ankles as you can, as that holds you in a little bit more, and then just gently rock side to side. And just drop the shoulders. And then hands onto the knees, push the knees away and rock side to side. And now take the hands underneath the knees and hold it there to let your lower back relax. So really think about your spine relaxing. Don't just think, oh, I'm holding my knees in towards my chest. Really allow the spine to round and curl. And then take one leg nice and long, hug the knees in towards the chest, rock side to side. Allow that hip to open up. And then just bend that right knee, right ankle above the left knee, and push the right knee down. So if you're like me and you have really tight hips or a little bit of lower back pain, doing these few stretches every single day will really help to just alleviate the tension. Especially as well if you get a lot of headaches, especially in this weather, it's very muggy. By stretching out, you'll really just allow your body to just relax, which is what it needs to do. And then come in, and then inhale, exhale, push that right knee down whilst keeping the left hip down. And then come in, stretch the right leg long and just push through the heels, let the ankles come off the floor. And relax and hug the left knee in, drop the shoulders, rock that side to side. So you can always do these exercises before you even get out of bed, especially after a long night's sleep, depending on how you sleep. So I always talk about this, we have muscle memory, and I guarantee you'll fall asleep in the same position and wake up in the same position nearly every single night, because your muscles just know what relaxes you and what feels comfortable for you. But unfortunately for us, we can't always detect, and then bend this left knee over above the right knee or below it. We can't always detect how we sleep, and we don't really have much control over that. So by stretching out before you even get out of bed, it will help just to relax your muscles. And then left on the floor, left knee down by the side, and let the inner thigh stretch out. and then come in, stretch both legs up nice and long, push through the heels. And then feet in. And now feet and knees together, heels out, toes forwards, and then just push the lower back into the mat. So if you're new here, if you're not, I'm sorry, you've heard me say this every single week, but by tucking your pelvis under really, really, really helps to relieve your lower back pain. So again, you can do this standing up, sitting in a chair, laying down. A hard floor is much better, but if you need to do it in bed, you can. Press your feet into the floor and almost feel like your glutes are lifting off the floor as well. And release. A couple more times like that, tuck under. And release, and then again, tuck under. And relax. Take your right leg long, left foot on the right thigh, rock over to the right side. This is an amazing one to do before you get out of bed, as it helps to open up down the sides. If you get sciatica or just tight hips and tight lower back, this is allowing your body to stretch. And then come back. Just so realign your hips and make sure that they're nice and even before we do the other side. Left leg long, right foot on the left thigh, over to the left, and you might hear a few cracks. That's normal, don't worry. And then come and lay onto your back. And then just release those hips. Good. Let's just work on the shoulders. As I actually had someone come to my Pilates class the other day. He said they nearly didn't come because they had a headache. And then by the end of the class, the headache had gone. And again, that can be just having really, really, really tight shoulders and not stretching out. Also, ladies, if you wear a bra that's too tight and it pushes down, or if you wear a heavy backpack or handbag, a laptop bag on your shoulders, that can also really affect your shoulder positioning and all the muscles running from the tops of your shoulders into your neck and your face. So always stretch out the upper body. What we're going to do is just take the hands down by the side. You want to reach a little bit to the fingertips, but not too much. We don't want to overstretch. And then just tilt the head side to side. And you might feel a bit of a stretch right at the top of the shoulders. One side will probably feel more intense than the other. That's normal. And we'll do 4. So keep the shoulders down. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now let your shoulders just rise up. So now let's do a little test. Allow your shoulders to just sit where they naturally feel comfortable. And then obviously on one side, take the other hand and just see how close that is up towards your neck. You might be quite shocked, but now if you push your shoulder down and feel the difference in where your shoulders should be sitting, you'll be surprised. So try and be aware of that as well throughout the day. I know it's sometimes really, really hard to remember, excuse me, but just try and remember that when you're, or before you go to bed, just drop your shoulders, say, down 10 times, and it will really help with your neck alignment as well. Okay, so Now let's just work into the hips and the glutes, and your core as well. So lifting up this right leg, knee always in line with the hip, couldn't speak then, and knee always in line with the ankle. And as you can see, I've got a perfect right angle. If your foot is here or here, you're not going to gain the most out of it. And also as well, you'll feel your core already kicking in because your knee is working quite, because the leg is up. The core has to work harder to stabilise the body. So we inhale and then we exhale, we tap down, squeeze and hold. Really squeeze your core muscles, feel it working, and then lift back up. Inhale, exhale. And up. Come down. And lift. And up. 2 more. And up. And last one. And up. Now, if you felt a bit of tension in that foot, place the right foot in between the heel and the glute and push the right knee down, and you'll instantly relax. So I always like to do a few stretches after an exercise because I know a lot of people say they suffer with cramp, and if your muscles are already tight and you work that muscle again, it will sometimes feel worse. So always stretch out in between, it will really help. And then feet at hip width. And then other sides. Just check the position of your foot. As a rule of thumb, I always think if you can see your toes, your foot is too high. If you can't see your toes, hopefully it's in the right place, or it might be down too low. So drop your shoulders, keep your spine nice and long. So think of your upper body, even when you're working the lower body. Don't let the other leg sway out side to side. And up. Come down. And lift. And come down. And lift up. And come down. And up. And 2 more. And lift. And come down. And up. And then put the left foot through, left knee down, and stretch it out. And release. Good. Okay, so I'm going to clear my throat. We're going to place the hands now underneath the lower back and just work into the lower part of the abdominals. So we're going to keep the shoulders down, and all we're going to do is keep the inner thighs and feet, knees connected, and you're going to lift up and then slowly lower. Now, just be really, really careful with this one before we get started. It's very easy to strain your neck and push your head into your head block or cushion or pillow. So try not to do that, because the more you do that, unfortunately, the less your core is working. And obviously, the whole reason why we put ourselves through these core exercises is to make the core work as hard as it can. So take your time with it. You do not have to rush. You don't have to keep up with me. Don't lift your feet up and over too much, because it's when your legs are it's when your lower back is lowering back down to the mat, that is when your core is working the hardest. So make sure you breathe out as you push back down and breathe in as you lift back up. Okay, if it's too much to have straight legs, you can do this with bent knees a little bit more. That would just soften it slightly. So legs as straight as you can. They don't have to be perfectly straight. And then inhale, exhale, slowly come back down. So your upper body might move a little bit. Try and keep the shoulders down. And again, up. And come down. And lower. And lift. And lower. And we'll do 3. 2. And 1. Feet down. Soles of the feet out. Drop the knees. And then lift back up. Good. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take your feet out long, your head pillow away, and bend your arms slightly. And if you need to place your left hand underneath the head, that's fine. We're going to inhale and exhale. Place your hand underneath the knee and then lower back down. So you're working your obliques and the middle of your abdominals. So we're targeting the entire abs today. So inhale, exhale, and then come down. And again, lift. So keep the shoulders down and really allow your core to work really hard when you're lifting. And lower. And again, up. And lower. And we'll do 2. And down. And last one. And down. And release. Good. Just give your neck a little break. So hopefully your neck didn't hurt. But as I always say, if you feel like your neck did hurt, use your hand and then just stop for a second and use your mind to muscle connection and imagine that your core is working rather than your neck craning. Because obviously, I don't need to say this, but your neck is a very sensitive part of your body and you need to listen to it if it's sore. So other side, inhale, exhale, squeeze. And lower down. And again, lift. And lower down. And squeeze. So keep the right elbow really wide. And lower. And come up. And down. And one more. And down. And well done. Hug those knees in and rock side to side. And then let's come to lay onto your right side. Just going to do a quick child's pose before we stand up. So drop your shoulders away from the ears, stretch the arms out long in front, forehead down. And just hold it here. Let your back stretch out. And then come up onto all fours. Relax your toes. Nod round, just let the back relax. So when you do a lot of core exercises, sometimes you need to let your back stretch, because obviously your core is the powerhouse of your body, and whatever muscle you work, you need to also work the opposing muscle. So by stretching out our back, we're not overloading our body too much. Let's do 2 more. Good, and now tuck the toes under. We're just going to gently stand up. Push the heels down, stretch the body long. Bend the knees and gently roll. Okay, we're still going to work into the core. You can't see my upper body because of the way my camera is positioned. And if I changed it, it would look funny on your screen. So we're going to keep it like this. But we're going to work with the core for standing up. So I'm just going to move this up slightly. So you want your feet hip width apart, and just make sure your toes are facing forward and you haven't got one slightly going out to the side. And you want to keep your shoulders down, and you'll feel this in your core. So with the pelvis, what you need to do is make sure you're not stood like this. You need to take the fingertips underneath the hips, push it back, so you feel like you're standing up nice and tall. You cannot physically have a tucked pelvis and have good posture in your upper spine. It's impossible. So you will know if you're standing up a little bit taller, your pelvis is in the right place. Excuse me. And then you're going to take one hand on top of the other, and without leaning too much over to the side, you're going to lift up this right leg, hold it there, push with the heel, and then take your time as you drop it down, and you'll feel that in your core. And again, lift up. So not letting the pelvis tip under, so the knee's like this. My knee physically can't go any higher because my pelvis is where it is. And then push down. And then push down. And again, lift. And push down. Make sure you've got a slight bend in that left knee, so you're not overloading that joint. And then one more time, lift up. And push down. And release. Good. Give your legs a little shake off. So you would have felt it down the left side of your leg as well. That's normal. And then we're going to turn to the other side. Well, I'm turning so you can see my legs a bit better. But again, just make sure your pelvis isn't sore. If you feel like your lower back hurt then and you're pinching in any way, just quickly what we can do is tuck the pelvis under. So the best way I can explain this, not seeing you face to face, is to think you stand like Mr. Bean with really bad posture. And then you'll just relax and come back into neutral. Okay, so feet are hip width, drop shoulders, left leg lifts up, and then slowly lower. Lift, slowly lower. If your balance is a little bit off on this side, that's normal. You could just readjust your foot if you need to. And we'll do 2 more. Lift. And then come off, and then relax. Shake those legs out. And hopefully you would have felt that in your core. One more we'll do, which will work the outsides of the thighs as well as your core, is you're going to have your feet hip width. So if you need to, middle of your mat, heels out, toes forwards. Keep that pelvis nice and still. Going to take the right leg out and the left arm out. Bend the left knee slightly, and we're going out, and then we're squeezing the hands back in. So keep the chest nice and open. You're not lifting your left arm too high. You're going to just lift it to about shoulder height and try not to lean too much over to the left. Keep it everything in, long and strong. And hopefully you are feeling it in that core. And we'll do 2. And 1. And then shake off the legs. Let's go to the other side. Drop, bend the knees, left leg and right arm. Take your time. Good. Drop the shoulders down, keep the body nice and long. And 2 more. And last one. Good. Well done. Give those legs a little shake off. I really hope you felt that. If you didn't, don't worry. It just comes with practice of engaging your core and using your muscles. Now we'll just do a little roll down. So come to the end of your mat so we can lay down, but keep the feet hip width. Going to nod your chin towards your chest. Come down as much as possible so you can see. And then let the head go and the shoulders go and bend those knees. And then feel the lower back relax. And then fingertips down, bend the knees, and then gently roll and come and lay down. Good. And then just rock side to side. So I always say that your core is always working. Don't think it's not when you're lifting up to a high shelf, when you're picking up a child. It's all sorts of things. Your core is always working. Cleaning, gardening, mowing your lawn. So always think about your core connection. Your core gets stronger within time. I promise you, we all have one. Just sometimes it's just not used in the way that we want it to. So the more you do Pilates, the better it gets. Take the left foot down to the floor, stretch that, place that right ankle on the left knee, and then just push that right knee out to the side. And then place the right foot down, left knee over to the side, and just push. Try to keep that right hip down. And release. Take a nice long body stretch. Now just lay for just a minute, just relaxing the body. Remember, keep the shoulders down and away. Let your back just melt into the mat. Close the eyes and just breathe in and out. And then inhale, exhale, stretch. And then gently roll up. Spine nice and tall. Stretch the fingertips out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And thank you all very much for joining me again on this Monday. I hope you've enjoyed it, and don't forget the video is always saved onto the page. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you all next Monday at 12:30. Bye bye.